want you to be comfortable after all. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is going to look good. Perfect.
Here are a few tips on how to respond to agitation and anxiety. Allow ample time to complete tasks and don't rush your loved one. Use a gentle tone of voice, but do not be condescending. Try to keep your body language positive and use calming gestures and a gentle touch. Don't be demanding or bark orders at your loved one. Instead, provide reassurance. Speak in calming tones and phrases. Let the individual know you're there for support. Try to schedule activities around your loved one's natural routines. For instance, if your loved one is a late riser, plan doctor's appointments for the afternoon. Simplify the environment to reduce frustration or confusion. For example, thin out the closet so that it is easier for your loved one to see inside. Have fewer clothing options to choose from, and clothes that are easy to put on.
So the other points we mostly see is apathy and depression. How do you speak to elderly person? It's important. Of course, in Rwanda we have too much respect to elderly. Yeah. But sometimes you can get nervous and insult to him or her, or maybe talk badly to him or her. It happens. Some even can beat them. You can say, oh, you dad, we don't really like you drinking. They can even harsh him or just beat him. The young ones, even his children, can do so sometimes. Because the elderly person, sometimes they face violence, but in a hidden way. And sometimes they fear to speak out. First of all, because it is for their family protection. And also they fear to say that they have been disguised by younger ones. But the thing here is that there are two types of people. Either one has apathy or he or she is depressed. So with apathy, there is lack of motivation to do things he or she was used to. Gusanga afite ubunebwe bwo gukora ibyo yarasanzwe ubwo tujye wenda mu bukwe ngo ntiyajyayo tujye ku muhanda gutembera simbishaka ashaka kumva afite ubunebwe gusa bwo kuba yakora ibintu. I don't know what sinoga, I will not wash. Kumwoza bigasaba imbaraga to wash him or her, or allow him or her time to wash himself or herself. It's difficult. So that is apathy, lack of motivation to talk to others, participating in their activities, or having reaction to that. People with depression may be sad, fearful, irritable, reckless, low self-worth, sleep problem, loss of energy, and appetite changes. So, but people who are depressed, can have this fear of being always sad. She can even cry. When you ask her, why are you crying? She doesn't tell you anything. Maybe she's depressed of something else, or she fears the life after this life. or maybe she is afraid that her property will be taken by other people because she has no child, many. Yeah. So the depression can come. And when the depression comes, you can find him or her crying, just crying. And that is dangerous because she can lose appetite and also sleep problems. So there is the issue of dementia. The issue of dementia is characterized by issue of judgment, behavior, physical ability, and personal sense, leading to safety issues such as an accident at home or outside. The person with dementia can decide quickly. Maybe say, okay, I'm hungry, I'm going to cook now. Cook and cook and cook. But she can't manage it by herself without help. This can lead to accident. There was a time where I had my mother when she was very a bit older, and she in the 70s, and she wanted to go to cultivate in her farm, to see her farm in the rural area. So she went there. When she was coming, she was very tired, and the bicycle hit her, made it. Accident can happen because of kind of dementia. So dementia is very dangerous. She can decide to use, for instance, a gas cooker, and the gas can burst on her. Just because she's not very strong with the brain. And the tip here, you can keep dangerous things away. For instance, the gas cooker. You can close where there is gas cooker. You can close where there is knives. You can close where there is poisonous drinks. Yeah. You can close where there is, for instance, electricity channels that can be dangerous, or open food or beverage that have expired away. You can lock cupboard or close gas cooking areas. You can put available food at his or her spot, so that she can serve herself when her hungry. Keep having and showing to him or her the good mood, and always be respectful whatever he or she does. Actually, one of the tips of treating an elderly person is to respect her. That is one of the things. You can also put facilitation materials like a hand stick or a wheelchair, or ushobora kumushakira inkoni yo kwitwaza igihe agenda, ushobora kumushakira ibikoresho byose, ushobora kumushakira icyo afata akaraba, kuko benshi baba bashaka kumva akarabya, baba bacyumva ko bashobora kwikarabya. Igihe akibishoboye, ushobora kumushakira ikintu afatisha akaboko cyangwa ibyo ashobora gukoresha ataguye kandi akabasha kwikarabya. This can happen. This is what we call facilitating the materials. Then you put incentives. Nabonye ko muri cya kiganiro cy'umukobwa na mama yambwiye ati turajya kureba muganga ariko tujye no kugura ice cream. Ice cream wenda mu gihe cyo mu Rwanda ushobora kutayimenya, ushobora kumubwira nituva kwa muganga urajya gusura abuzukuru bawe, cyangwa se ndaza kugutembereza ku mushuti wawe kanaka bari baziranye kera. cyangwa se ndakugurira umutobe tunaganira cyangwa se turabona akanya kwenda kuja gusura abandi bakoresha bagenzi babo akantu ka motivation gatuma aba motivated to gukora ibintu ariko umwe ngo tujye kwa muganga gusa tugaruke kuzageraho ugata bandetse nk'ipfi icyo ni ikintu kiri dangerous sometime when we are talking about we are going to receive Bonnie for a short presentation, but before we proceed, let's look at another small, another short video.
My father gets into everything at home. I feel like I have to watch everything he does or else he gets into trouble. I could really use some help.
Not be cooking. Look at the mess you've made.
I was hungry. I wanted a grilled cheese sandwich.
I'm sick and tired of this. You're never to come in the kitchen again.
I'm sorry. I was hungry.
Dementia can affect judgment, behavior, physical ability, and a person's senses. All of these factors can contribute to safety issues. Home modifications are needed to keep the home safe. a person's ability and judgment diminish, making the home a potentially dangerous place. Here are some tips to help keep your loved ones safe in the home. Use child safety locks to store away medications, chemicals, and sharp items such as razors and knives in a safe location. Lock away weapons or remove them. Throw away expired food and keep food that you do not want your loved one to access out of reach. Have the phone number to the poison control easily visible. Remove or cover knobs on stoves and ovens. Install a remote on-off switch or turn the gas off if necessary. Signs with step-by-step instructions can be used to remind your loved one of how to use small appliances. Unplug or remove small appliances from site if they're too dangerous to use. It takes effort and creative problem solving, but in the end, safety modifications can keep your loved one safe at home.
That's good. So I think you are learning some of the tips. You can also try to download your own some of helpful tips to use when you are in that situation. Yeah. Let's have a presentation of two of my colleagues, starting by Anisette. Can you let Anisette come? Yeah, he's the one to start, and Bonnie will continue shortly. And they will explain you the two things. One, we will read how to deal with isolation and a kind of loneliness among the old ones, and indeed how can intergenerational help can be very important for the elderly persons. So let's listen to those two presenters quickly, and then we will come back to our topic. But you can still ask questions in between. So, if there is no question, that here Anisette also presenting. Yeah, with this, just 3 to 5 minutes. You can use that. Use that one. It is already set.
There is an adjusted.
You had the one. Okay.
Okay, thank you for your participation and attendance. Just for introducing myself again. My name is Kwizera Anisette Issa, and I am a project coordinator and admin here at SIAS. We are going to discuss, so that's like a discussion, as you will also be engaged within this. We're going to talk on loneliness and social isolation among elderly people. Is it off? No, it's not off. Okay, let's continue with this one. First of all, I'd like to define the definition of loneliness. Loneliness is like a subjective feeling of being alone or disconnected from others, even when surrounded by people. It's an emotional response to the perceived gap between desire and actual relationship. Here, what I can add to this is that you can even feel lonely when other people are around and when you are in the inhabited environment. It may be caused by different reasons, just for example, a location, experience, historical background, and so on. And it is also formed of two components. It has two forms. There is emotional loneliness. This one refers to feeling the absence of close and intimate relationship. And this, you don't have people whom you can share your experience and you can tell your emotions, whom you can discuss with openly. There is also another one called social loneliness. This social loneliness can include or can be categorized to the point on which you live in people, but it is difficult for you to engage with them, to feel them. Feeling the absence of broader social network or group of friends, or the people whom are surrounded with are not willing to accept you, or you are not, or vice versa. This is what can be called social loneliness. For example, if you go to the country where they don't understand your language, or where they're not used to your culture, you may have social loneliness. Because the society on which you will be living in, it will not be accepting you. Or you will not be accepting it. You will not be familiar with it. So, definition of social isolation. Social isolation as an objective measure of lack of social contacts and interaction with the family, friends, or wider community. It is characterized by having few people to interact with regularly. This isolation, it's like you are alone. You are isolated from other people, even they need presence. There is also physical isolation. This physical isolation, you are not even surrounded by people. In this point, you are not even surrounded by people. You are just like living in isolated area or having infrequent social contact. You hardly reach where other people are. These are mostly affected by geographical factors. For example, if you are living in a place where other people are not living, if you are living in a place where it is difficult for people to reach, for example, if you are living in the jungle and people are not regularly coming there, you face this kind of isolation. There is also functional isolation. Limited participation in social activities due to mobility or health issues. this kind of isolation is caused by somehow physical factors. For example, you cannot move to where other people are, or your job make you go far from other people. But as we are talking this in elderly aged context, all these types of loneliness and isolations are facing the old aged people. So, and by continuing our presentation, we discuss together how we can mitigate the problem. So here are some key statistics. And I have also even given some sources where I have taken this. On global wide, 20 to 30% of elderly individuals frequently feel lonely, and up to 14% in some countries. In United States only, I've added United States because, sometimes when I say it, it helps some people to understand. Because if I say United States, it's like this, even our minds will, if it's in the US, it's like this, in Rwanda, it will be easy for us to compare. 25 of those aged 65 plus are socially isolated, and 28 live alone. This case in the United States may be caused by some socio-economic factors. For example, if they are saying that socially or live alone, then socially isolated than the 28 of people who live alone, it may be caused, for example, by rural urban migration. For example, the children, the old aged people have children, but all of the children have moved to urban areas. So those old aged people will stay in the rural areas and they will start living alone. They will start living just like how they were before, even bearing the children. There is also demographic breakdown. What's the main causes of the problem? One of the cited one is loneliness increases after 75. This cause it's like an estimation, but generally this is when the loneliness starts. When the parents are in this age, they start living alone. But in Rwandan context, some of us maybe our parents are still alive, some of us, not all, I think. If the parents have reached this age, they will be living with their grandchildren. Or the housemates, for all of those who are economically privileged, they will be living either their grandchildren or mates or housemates, which means even not contacting their children physically, even not seeing them, it can be the main cause of this problem. Gender. Higher rates in women due to longer life expectancy and more living alone. Here they are saying that gender can also have an effect on this. On physiologically, or according to how we know each other, for example in Rwanda, an old man who lives in your area, I'm going to give you an example and it will be up to you to next judgment. You can give me an idea. An old man and old woman who are living in rural areas or here in Kigali, the living style will be different. You may be wondering why. Because the old man will somehow be talking with people, going at the same time, start interacting with other people of his age, boat equality in Rwanda, sharing a boat with other roadmen. But with this old woman, it will not be like that old woman. It will be different. The women will stay in his house, making some mats, cleaning the surroundings of his home. From Monday to Sunday, at least on Sunday we go to church. But it will be difficult for a man or the man to stay at home during all those times. That's why in these statistics they're saying that women are more hindered by this challenge. Marital status. Higher loneliness in widowed and single individuals. As I was saying about widowed. For example, if an old man is living and then his wife passes away, the loneliness, he will remain alone. And sometimes, since it will be in old age, it will even be difficult for him to get married again. And his remaining single will cause him a big problem of loneliness. I hope it's understandable. If you have any idea, you can share it. Causes of loneliness and isolation. These ones are general. You can see health issues. All those causes cause loneliness and social isolation at the same time. Health issues. If a person is sick, like a doctor has been saying about dementia and some illness which may affect the body, it will be difficult for him to reach the society and even feel welcome with other people. First of all, mobility will be a problem for him because it will be difficult for him to move and meet other people, which can be a source of his loneliness and isolation. Loss of loved ones. If they lose some people, they will start feeling alone and they start feeling isolated. For example, if two people are living together and one passes away, the remaining one will be feeling isolated and alone. If there are no other people. Mobility limitations. This one I've been even saying before. If it is difficult for them to move, they will be facing this problem. They will not be finding other people and something like that. Social factors. The society on which that person is living, it will be difficult for them. It may be also a problem for him to feel engaged, to feel participative, to participate on something like that. But there are also other factors like economic factor. If you cannot afford to pay for transport, then you will remain there and you will feel isolated. That's one of factors I've cited here, but I didn't add it. Geographical factor. If his place infrastructure is not good, you will not move to other place to meet other people. And it will even be difficult for other people to approach